For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Camping and Leisure with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you guys a bit of a review video on some tents from Vango. So this here is the Vango Solace TC range. So TC, Solace name's been sort of bounded about in the Vango range for quite a number of years now, more or less in the TC 400. So that carries on into sort of 2019 season, but they've basically introduced a new 500 XL size. This is kind of more the same kind of concept in terms of size-wise, similar to the Adorus 500 XL as well. So it's definitely worth having a look at that because it's kind of almost like the polycotton version of that, for example. Really nice tent, and like I said, everything I'm going to talk about now in terms of feature-wise is the same for the 400 as it is the 500 XL as well. So you're using the technical cotton fabric, so it's a much more breathable fabric in comparison to sort of polyester. So it's basically a polycotton blend. Joys that means on slightly a warmer day, whether it be in the UK, the weave actually expands, allows air to pass through, so it's a lot cooler on the inside of the tent, but on the sort of contrast to that, on a colder day, the weave tightens and keeps the warmth in. It just kind of reacts with the temperature, and what you also find is actually in terms of the lifespan of the tent, it will all last you sort of considerably longer than a polyester as well. Generally, it's kind of a really, really nice fabric to work with, and certainly to be in. You haven't got that kind of synthetic flapping in the wind, it's more canvassy, you're more traditional if you will. One thing to bear in mind is actually, to be fair, is it's a little bit heavier because obviously it's a better fabric. It takes a little bit longer to dry out as well, but generally I'm of the opinion of it, you know, if essentially it's a little bit more money, it's worth the money if you can afford it. Alternatively, you know, if not, there's always interest-free finance that we do offer here at Attwoolls to look at as well. Generally, one thing you find necessarily with, if you're going across to abroad, so you're going anywhere outside the UK, really you should only be looking for polycotton tents just because of the temperature difference. You know, in a mildly warm day in the UK, there's a serious temperature difference between polyester and polycotton, let alone the summer we had in 2018. But going across the UK when you're at hotter climates, cotton is definitely the way to go. Generally, this is almost like a kind of a free zone tent. So you've got a sleeping area at the back, your main living area, and then a nice big canopy area. The 400, like I said, is probably, I would say, more orientated to couples, or you know, probably couples, I'll say, really, because it's a 4-berth, bit of room. The living area is quite, it's quite small, so really a couple, you know, for a table and chairs would be fine. If you've got any sort of kids or families, really, then I think the 500 XL is probably the better model to go for. Yeah, again, with a nice big open canopy here, you've got the ability that you can happily put a sort of stove or some tables and chairs and use this as kind of your sort of shielded, sort of solid area. There is actually a zip located on the front that runs all the way up around the top, so you can buy a front awning for it. In 2018, they did make such a thing as a porch door, which just to bear in mind that you're available. So that's the same with the Solace in both sizes. Generally, you've got nice big strong webbing straps, not only on the front main points here, as you can see, but what you've also got them on is also the garrote points. So every single garrote point is now pretty much a webbing strap. So yet again, it's that extra level of structural strength that you will benefit from that. Joys of something like this as well is the beams as such are all the same length. So for principle, if you wanted to carry a spare with you, it's more than happily that one beam will fit in any of the main parts. So again, it's a really good idea. Same with the Solace 400 as well. Beautiful, nice big PVC windows for great clarity, and they've actually up-spec'd these as well, so it's a much more kind of, a different kind of rated PVC. It's slightly better, stronger, but means that they should hopefully not crinkle as much when you first get out of the bag as well. And they've got a bit more kind of elasticity to them. Low level ventilation obviously helps to give you a circulation of air inside the tent. Yet again, to sort of help fight condensation and keep it a bit cooler as well as a really nice brow canopy on the 500 XL model, just to give yourself, like I said, a bit more kind of flow through the air with the side mesh doors, which we'll have a look on in the inside. But really nice tent, and certainly something with, you know, additional skylights in the windows, really offers something different probably to the market. But let's have a look on the inside and talk some more details about the Solace range. So now inside the Solace, you can kind of get a bit more of a grasp of certain layouts. And like I said, You can check out the previous videos we've done over the years gone by of the Solace 400, just to really give you a better grasp of certainly layout and size. But like I said, everything I can talk about here is still apparent for the 600. So the 500 as we're in now, you've got Vango's supersized beams, a slightly large diameter to give you additional strength when you want to as well. Yet again, just it's kind of a bit more structural strength as well as giving you a bit more form. Because you're using a slightly heavier weight fabric, you just that extra bit of beefness. Not that it needs it. If you look on the years gone by, they've actually used a smaller beam for the polycottons, but it just gives you a bit more sort of, a bit more oomph against the wind. Thing to bear in mind is also as well that you've got zip curtains running out through this. So one thing that makes this quite different is actually you've got zip curtains on the inside of the canopy area as well, which is quite, a bit of a, not something you generally see, mainly because open canopies like this, it's kind of more a case of everyone's out to the elements. But when you actually got a zipped on front awning, that really comes to play in ball, and you can actually seal up the whole area at the front. Zip curtains are obviously brilliant because of the fact that you can actually just kind of alter the level you want to have it at. It's just much easier to sort of store away. So you can bring it up sort of halfway if you wanted, or take it all the way to the top. So it's very much more versatile than you've come to know with traditional kind of toggle up curtains. And all you do is just go fold it in and then roll it to a little pocket just located here. And it's just a small little sort of toggle retainer like you find on the doors, just to kind of keep it all at bay. And the beautiful crystal clear windows, not only in the canopy area, but also in the main body, for a tent that's kind of like a nutmeggy, darky fabric, it does help to make it a lot more lighter in here. And yet again, with the darkened bedrooms at the back, the joys of that means that it actually, you should hopefully get a longer night's sleep. Living rooms wise in here, actually it's pretty impressive, For something that's polycotton, you want a decent amount of living area, because if it starts lashing it down, which we have come to know with the sort of English summers, if you will, you're situated whatever you have inside. So again, ventilation is key, not only with the polycotton being breathable, but you've got a mesh door located at the front, and then 2 side doors as well. Each way, you've got a mesh located on there. Having the rain-safe canopy door means you can enter and exit through this door when it's raining, because it's not going to bead in and come in the tent. It can disperse itself around the door and down to the ground. And yet again, even though it's raining, you can still have the mesh in place to give yourself a good circulation of air. The rain-safe canopy door is also on the 400 model as well as the 500, just to be a bit of more point, but you can check out that on terms of the image on our website as well. But generally, it's quite a really nice tent sort of area to be in. You can sit on here in the evening and just kind of tables and chairs, and you've got room for sort of, you can have a sort of almost like a kitchen set or wardrobe, and you've still got more room to sort of move around in. And that's where I think Vango's seen the popular of the Vango Dorus, and they've gone, right, we need to make a polycotton version of that, because everyone's being more aware about fabrics, breathability, and yet again condensation. Sleeping area, you've got the ability, like I said, it's got zip dividers, so even if it's a 5 berth at the back on this model, you've got a zip divider to make it feel like 2 separate inner bedrooms, or you can zip that back and have it as one big nice open bedroom itself. Mesh panels not only in the front part of the door, but you've also got one above the back part of the bedroom. What allows you to do is, again, help with circulation and keep, obviously, the moisture down. We've put kind of beds, little camp beds in. We've sort of positioned them kind of sideways, if you will, just for the height. But we've got 2 beds in this quite a free berth area here. That just gives you plenty of room to sit down here. And again, you can get the privacy, but you've also got a low step in and out of the inner bedroom. And what that allows you to do is just have not much of a trip hazard in and out of the tent itself. Skytrack runs pretty much throughout the tent as well, so you've got it all located on the roof line here, and that basically allows you to have a hanging point anywhere on the beam itself. Now, joys of that meaning is that you can actually have a hanging point and then have the cable ties running all the way down to a cable entry point down there, rather than having the cable flinging around anywhere. And Vango do a new sort of kind of lighting system which works out really well, and just kind of, you can put it in tents and, remote control to alter the brightness of the tent itself. Storage pockets are built onto this as well, just located there on the palmets, just kind of make it a bit more price point. But one thing you can also do is, like I said, cable entry points on the side. There's one just at the front down here as well, just to allow you to stop you leaving the door open the whole time. Beneath both of the windows, you've got low level ventilation like we talked on the outside, just to kind of keep that moisture going. And then again, skylight curtains, which have the privacy curtains, will go up to in the main living area. So that's really quite nice. But generally, I think it's something that Vango probably have the capabilities to do for a number of years now. I think by sort of altering it, it kind of gives that price point. So it's polycotton, but yet again you've got the breathability, and I think also the pack weight as well is quite decent for a polycotton tent. Plus it comes in a really nice roller bag, where if you look at other sort of bags from the likes of camper and things like that, it's like a holdall, which something this sort of size, and when you're lifting around, you want a really strong sturdy base or wheels you can cart it about. So I think that's kind of what makes this different to something like the Hailing Classic. So that's a really good little point to be aware of. But generally nice model, good price point, Vango warranty, so it's 2 years with a 3rd year free when you register it as well, when you buy it through a retailer like us. But it's one of those things that we'd also do an interest-free finance. So possibly we're looking hopefully to have this on display or in some form or another. But any more information, let us know in the comments below blocks. Alternatively, visit our website. I'm sure we would give you a hand there. But that's kind of our little video review on the Vango Solace, the 400 TC, and then the 500 XL as well.